Ayo, rock and roll. Today we're going to be jumping into this Scrawlrbox. It's a box of mystery art supplies, comes every month, but to me it usually comes the month after the month, so I have no idea what month this is. So it's an extra mystery on top of a mystery. Oh. So if you sit right there, I will open it up, find out what's in there, draw some stuff, and yeah, we'll have a pretty good time. Let's get into it. What's this? Oh, I love the colors. It says it's the flavors of strawberry and tutti frutti. Also, this box is from the UK, so there's usually art supplies that are kind of difficult to access here in the US, so it can be fun, especially when it comes to the candy. That is almost every time something that I've never seen before. I know this one. This is a Sakura jelly roll in size 08. Ooh, no, I don't like... Oh, I've used this before. This is the Derwent, I think it's the Graphitint watercolor set. Wait, maybe it's not. Okay, the Graphitint, well, everything was like very gray and like, you know, graphite-y. But this says it's the pastel shades. It's still watercolor, so I'm going to struggle. But they're pretty. And of course, you get your monthly sticker, usually corresponding with the print. I thought so. Did they draw this with this pastel set? Look at all the intricate colors inside each of the fish. I love it. We also have the Scrawler zine. My favorite page is the first one. Doesn't it look like my thumbnails? I love it. So this is the February box. I literally got it yesterday. And finally, we have the Aquapad in the size A5. This is watercolor paper. It's 300 GSM. There are 10 sheets, and it's 100% cellulose, whatever that means. Ooh, that texture. Listen. So that's everything in the February Scrawlrbox. I'm enjoying this arrangement of colors, even on the like packaging there. The prompt phrase, or Scrawler challenge, I suppose, is between the reef. So I think I'd like to follow along with that because I am just in awe of how gorgeous this is. And like, look, there's flounder. So cute. So the plan for the day is to swatch these, find some cool references of some fun fish, and then we will see what happens. Alright, so I've swatched out all of the colors. I've noticed this one is really patchy, but I think it's because I didn't really swoosh around the water on the palette, and I just kind of picked up the top pigments. So it's not as like emulsified. Is that the right word? And the pigment's not consistent because the water didn't absorb it as well. But you can see as these have dried, they actually do have an interesting kind of opaqueness to them. Like they're very matte textured. I also collected some fun colorful fish into a Pinterest board, which I'll link below. I just thought we could start with some smaller ones, then if I kind of get a vibe for what I might want to go for, we'll switch to a new piece of paper. I'm gonna probably grab a pencil. It's actually a Scrawlrbox pencil. And I'm just gonna try and sketch out a fish, and then we'll probably put color on top. So I'm not gonna use a reference specifically just yet, but I'm gonna kind of look at all of them and kind of see what fish look like. They're big eyeballs. Maybe I can make it kind of cutesy. Ooh, creepy. No, I don't even want that looking at me. Let's try something else. I'm gonna use squares this time instead of circles. Maybe a big eyeball. Gills. Did not leave enough space for this fish. Just imagine I properly laid that out on the page. I do want to just throw colors on it because we haven't really experimented with the colors on top of pencil to see if how opaque or transparent they are. We can start with this purple. Okay, yeah, very transparent. And we blend that into a pink. And then transition that into some yellow. That sit there and kind of soak in so that it gets really pigmenty, nice and bright. Ooh, that's nice. Pink. Let that dry and see how that looks. While that's drying though, I'm gonna figure out what this is called. Royal Grandma. Not your grandma, the Royal Grandma. I really like this gradient, so I want to do more of it. I just gotta figure out how to draw him. Maybe if I actually draw the whole body first, it'll give me more space. I think the eye's actually more forward. Then there's that long top piece, and then it has an extra tail bit. It's more heart-shaped. I'm gonna put a little line art on this guy. Just make those eyes really pop. Maybe on the next one we'll try to give him a little bit more personality so he can smile. There we go, little fishy. It's definitely a lot bolder, whereas this one's all blended in. Actually, oh, that's not dry, but this is dry. I could give him a pupil. I wonder if it's dry enough to add another layer and see how dark we can get these. Again, I'm kind of like playing around with it in the palette to kind of make it thicker so we can hopefully get better coverage. Clean the paintbrush. I would like to do it to this guy. I'm gonna try a slightly different technique. I'm gonna take some water and fill in the fish first. Oops, I went over the eyeball. I probably shouldn't have done that. And then I'm gonna blob some of these colors down. I'm actually gonna start with this color. I'm wondering if that'll give us more leeway to add in the orangier shades. I don't know. Kind of just gradient our way down like we did before. So it should kind of like blend itself without us putting in too much effort. I will actually take some of this purple though and blob them there. What if I took a little bit of this color? Make it all gluey gooey and then drip a little of that on the front. Can we darken that up? For this guy to dry, we'll do another one. This time I want to try and give him more expression, but I don't want to go like full Gurgle from Finding Nemo. I want it to be more my vibe, so we're not gonna like put him upright. Try to give it a smile. I think this one needs to come down a little lower. And what I keep missing is there's these cool circles that like look like pop art from like, was that the 50s? Definitely have to wait for it to dry and then maybe you'd like draw the outside of the circles or maybe the inside circle. And try the mouth again. What if you just got a little cartoon mouth? Oh, look at him. You're so cute. Okay, these guys don't quite look like my reference. Kind of come out of the very bottom and they're a little bit straighter back. It's all very like narrow on this fish. Definitely gonna add a little line art to our adorable little buddy there. All I have to do is trace the lines. Simple, 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 right? To do this adorable mouth. My fish has teeth, it's true. I didn't do that right. What is the angle on the... What did I say? Just trace the lines I've already drawn? What did I do? Not that, that's for sure. There's our cutie fish. Look at the growth chart here. I liked using this big paintbrush, so I'm gonna do that again. I'm gonna start with the blue, see if I can get a good pigment. I'm gonna try a little different style here. I'm gonna transition from that to the purple and continue moving downwards. And then when I get to about halfway, I'm gonna start drawing in the like circles. Outside of circles, I guess. These fins. So basically what I want is little inverse dots. So I'm gonna like draw like this. And then these will be filled with yellow, but I'll have to wait for it to dry before I do that. I'll try this technique and see where that gets us. The other idea, if this is dry, would be to take that gel pen that came with and draw in the circles that way and then see if we can layer over that. Ooh, doesn't want to draw on that. Okay, maybe it's just not completely dry. I'm drawing some more dots. Now we're gonna have to wait till that completely dries before I can add in the yellow. I could color the tail yellow. Blend that out. And then imagine the little white dots are yellow. I just want to draw some more fishies. Kind of try and figure out my stylization. You get like a little loaf of bread, and then there's an eyeball. I feel like the little arms are farther back than you'd expect. And the top piece, and a heart. I'm gonna draw one with like longer little bits just to be fun and swooshy, like a goldfish or a beta fish. Ooh, ribbons and swooshes. I'm gonna still have our big smile. Maybe close his eyes. Ah, maybe some longer this stuff. Maybe round these off too, so it's more concise. I kind of like him. He's my little made-up fish. Trying to find my eraser, but I found this. It says they're fizzy. Is it a tiny bit pop rocky? Interesting. I like this shape of his nose. I want these little expressions. I saw Turning Red, and I love the like anime influence. It's very like comic booky. Like the animation is so cool. Oh, I changed that shape. All right, what colors do we want to do with this guy? Since we're still waiting on everything else, I'm gonna look at some of those references I collected and see some maybe inspiration just for the color. Ooh, we could do like a koi fish with the orange and the white. I'm gonna do like a nice, it's a white fish, and we're gonna do little tiny dots, but it's got really dark navy blue spots. These are all pastel, so I can't really go that deep, but we will do our best. It's kind of little dots Look like they're probably individual scales. We also have this palette we could be mixing colors on. Switch this to a slightly lighter color, and then we'll add some of that into the tail. Seems kind of random and tie-dye-y. Just going with a little bit more petite details. That looks pretty good. Okay, and then I want some orange. And this kind of like goes around the blue areas. Now this fish I'm referencing doesn't have this top piece, so I guess I get to make that up. It's kind of a cool fish. I wonder if I mix a little bit of the blue and the red, if we could get a black. Kind of shadow color. Ooh. That looks pretty cool. I'm happy with that. This is dry, so I'm gonna grab the little brush and the yellow and just kind of layer that on top and hope it doesn't blend anything. That worked pretty well. I want some shading on this guy. Here you can really see how opaque it is because it's over top of the line art and you're not seeing it so well. I'm gonna grab the same shadow color but where there's a little less water and see if that layers. Ooh, it did. So if that dries, I can do the line art over top again. That should look even better. Okay, this guy's dry. I want to try with this one to do this technique that I tried there. So the opposite of this. So this I drew in the dots and then added the color. This has all the colors. So now I could go over with like the purple again and add in those inverted dots. Let's try. I'm just gonna go straight from the tube because I want like the most purple I can get really. And we're gonna go over everything. Try and blend that out. I feel like that's the closest to what it like legit looks like that I've gotten so far. Like that technique, and this one. But dang, that worked really well. Okay. All right, everything's officially dry. So I can go over these areas where the watercolors are a little too opaque. I'm actually not going over the edges anymore since I want those to be more subtle anyway. But you can see it good enough. All right, there's that guy. This one is dry too. Yeah, look how much better that looks. Like how much more stark the line art is. This guy, the pencil sure didn't show up. So I wonder if I could just do pencil color since they're so opaque and then do a line art. So we'll try and see how that looks. Now that I kind of know how I kind of like it to look. Even this one looks better like with the line art because like the texture feels more purposeful somehow because the rest is more complete. I don't know. Does that make sense? One thing I haven't tried is to do like water. I might mix a little gray with this and this. We'll see if we get like an ocean color. Just a little bit of this gray. See how that looks for a watercolor. We keep it in like streaks. Maybe even mix in some of this in its own. Kind of like this color, just on its own, to be honest. A bit brighter. Just kind of do swirlies with lots of water so it kind of blends out on its own. I also like how it like kind of has multiple hues in it. It's not all the same. Try and add a bunch of water to this to make it really light and then go over this. What do we think of this? I kind of like it better without the water just because I love how characters can stick out on a white background and they don't do that in real life. Something about it makes me happy. Probably time to remove this. I'm gonna hold on to these in case I can reuse them. Not that it really stuck the first time. Love that harsh line. That line. It actually looks cool with the like gradient of water. All right, so this is our swatching and experimenting stage. So I need to figure out what to do. We'll need a new piece of paper though. Why don't we just draw some more? All right, I'm not gonna get out the watercolor just yet. I'm just gonna sketch some in. I'm gonna use a colored pencil this time. Let's draw a big guy. Should I make up a fish again? I kind of want to do these colors, but more of this pattern. Make sure he looks very happy. Pointy front, little torpedo. This is where I think the gills are. And we got the heart. Oh, am I doing this kind of fish? Do I like it better when the eyes stick out of the top or not? You know what? I haven't drawn a blobfish. There we go. Problem with this, it's just not like simplified enough. Seems too realistic. Very whale-like. Put his mouth up this way. No, I think I'm a bigger fan of the like anime style where it doesn't actually cut into the face and makes literally no sense. We will stick with that. So move his mouth down here. I don't know. I kind of thrown away the reference at this point, so I'm not sure what I'm doing. I can look at a different way. Yeah, I don't like this eyeball as much. Maybe I do need it to like poke out the top, make it more blobfish related. But then it's gonna have to be huge. It's gonna be like this big. I don't know why I'm drawing this. Is it bringing me any joy? I'm not sure. I was too busy to see if I could. I didn't know if I really wanted to. Let's go ahead and add some color though. I'm gonna look up at the references again, see if there's any more fun colors to try. Ooh, goldfish colors. You know what? Think about grabbing a new piece of paper. I wanna draw a beautiful. It says it's a half moon beta fish, but it looks like a goldfish to me. Basically, they've got a much rounder body with a little head on the front. A little fin comes out. And then a bigger fin. This is like the edge of the fish. It has a bit of a hunchback and a very long tail, like an extra piece. I want to redraw this guy, make it more swooshy. Basically, it kind of comes out around the gills area. And then there's tons of like texture on a goldfish. Oh, and then this back piece, more of a triangle. And then the eye is actually like really far forward with a little nose and a mouth. Like the gills back there, and then this piece too. It's very like dark here with color. This piece, I'm not sure it comes out there. I think it comes out up here. It's almost like there's another section ahead here. We'll probably just have to go with this. Simple, so usually better. Go simple. We're gonna layer the lightest colors first, then add in our top stuff. Let's grab some water. So we want like a silvery gray kind of color. So I'm gonna grab this and really saturate it with water, which will in turn make it much less saturated. And we'll use that for some shading at the bottom. Concentrated probably near the face. For some reason right here, it's like a dark circle. Oh, then it kind of becomes a yellow, where we're gonna have lots of orange on top of, but basically yellow is what we'll see through in the scales. This whole spot here too. We could do a little yellow over the fins, I think, kind of lighter at the top. Now I'm gonna go in with the next orange up. I kind of gradient the yellow into an orange. Building it up slowly. Kind of creates a little orange beard. Let that dry. I'm gonna kind of build it up again as it's drying. So it like layers upwards and we create that gradient which will show underneath of our darker colors. I'm kind of making it up based on current guesses. Let that dry. And honestly, it's looking pretty cool. I cannot complain yet. I'm gonna switch to the smaller paintbrush and then the next orange up, and we'll just kind of start there. So it's like a darker orange. And it kind of like comes around forwards. Just leaving little tiny gaps for like some texture of the lighter colors. Trace along the outside here with our darkest red. Create dimension there before we start adding in texture. Kind of switched to doing the most dark stuff now. I hope that's not a mistake. I mixed the red with some gray to do this bottom area here. I'll do the same with these, like start with the red gray at the bottom of these and transition into the brighter one. Whoop. Feels a little messy over here, but I'm thinking when it dries I can kind of layer over a little differently. I'd also like to add some more water to this. Maybe build up some texture here. Continue with some of the coral pink. Create that shape around that. I bet the gray stuff's all dry, so I can grab more gray. Add those scales here. I feel like some of them should be more of the reddish brown, maybe when they get up here. Use this shade in here. This just comes down to like slowly building it up. So we'll go to the reddish color we mixed and kind of draw the outside shape now. It's looking goldfishy. Don't like this grayish color up here. I want this to be like really saturated. We never drew any of the fins on this bottom bit. Some of this stuff's dry. I'm kind of thinking about going over with some more yellow just to kind of see what happens. That's right, it's kind of opaque. Tones it down. Never thought about actually using that in a meaningful way. That might be the end of him. Let that dry and then we'll try some line art on it. It's dry now. Alright, so what I want to do is just add line art, I guess. Make sure we get a nice smile in there. I can tell this pen is having trouble drawing on top of the watercolor. That's so weird. I don't know what it's made out of, but my line art don't like it. Nope, nope. Yeah, it's kind of struggling. You know what I didn't do? I want to erase all of this pink stuff. Ooh, that actually looks way cooler. Hard because I don't really want to do line art on the end of the fins because it looks good already, but if I'm doing line art around the whole thing, I have to. Maybe if I just do that. Except I already did it on some. How's that? Ooh, not too bad, I don't think. Now, the last chance for our white gel pen. It has been 0 help so far. Come on! I don't think it likes whatever these watercolors are made out of either, so that was a bit of a mistake to include that in here. I mean, even this pen doesn't really want to draw on top of it. I think I tried pasta. What about little pasta? I got it to go on if I like piled a bunch on, but when I try to draw it with just Posca, it's having a very hard time. I have to keep dipping it. Yeah, that doesn't even want to draw on it either. But look at him, he's really cute. I'm really happy with the colors. I think they turned out really nice. I like the texture a lot on the belly. I'm also still a fan of this texture that we got. That looks really cool. They all are kind of fun in their own way, and I like that one too, and then the water. This was a really fun box. Thank you guys for watching. I want to send a big thank you to Scrawlrbox for sending this box my way. I'll have links in the description if you're looking for any kind of information, as well as the Pinterest board I made of some very beautiful, gorgeous, colorful fish. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys all next week. I hope you have a delicious evening full of waffles. Bye!